This week, the relationship between the executive and the legislature comes into sharp focus. It also reveals a crack in the relationship in the Senate, despite the united front being presented. Welcome to the Gavel. I'm Lanre Lasese, and what a week of passionate representation we had at the National Assembly this week. In both chambers, the lawmakers touched on different issues they believe affect the legislature and the country. Let's take off with the motion considering the plight of internally displaced persons in the country. Scores of camps such as these are in different parts of the country. They accommodate the growing number of internally displaced persons, a large part of whom are from the northeastern part of the country. The condition of the camps have attracted a lot of financial support from within and outside the country. Funds that this lawmaker believes should be investigated.
The House is aware that despite the achievement recorded by our gallant military officers in the fight against insurgency, there are so many camps in the Northeast housing the internally displaced persons. Note that a number of international communities and donor organizations has publicly declared monetary donation in support and for the rehabilitation of the Northeast. Also note that both the federal government, local donor group, as well as wealthy individuals have also committed funds for the same purposes. Worried that despite all the donations, a large number of these IDPs are living in hunger, very deplorable and unhygienic conditions without any rehabilitation in sight. Also worried that some civil society groups and non-governmental organizations claiming to be working for the interests of the IDPs are doing contrary. Concerned that there are a series of allegations of diversions of the donated funds mean for the well-being and welfare of the IDPs in the Northeast. Resolve, mandate the House Committee on Emergency and Disaster Preparedness, AIDS, loans and debt management, that of IDP and Northeastern Development to jointly investigate the sources and the utilization of these funds.
The motion was then thrown up for debate.
There are a lot of issues. Our people are dying, and some people will take this advantage to enrich themselves. If you get word from this kind of process, what is the name of the word? It is blood money.
It is appalling, disheartening. It is a total disgrace to our dear nation to see what our children, our mothers, fathers are going through. When you visited Edo State, Mr. Speaker, you saw thousands of children, young babies. Oh, God Almighty. Now, it will be very, very painful. Any man, any Nigerian that will deprive those have gone through what they have gone through. Sir, look, today the whole world is watching us. That the money brought to help our people, your people, Nigerians, have gone to voicemail again. Why will somebody in his right mind to defraud money meant for this Northeast, to develop the Northeast? This is very disgraceful, sir. It is very disgraceful. This is pathetic, and we will not accept this, sir.
It was then time to put the motion to a vote.
Of the motion say aye. Those against it say nay. Ayes have it.
3 committees of the House have been mandated to investigate the matter. They are to investigate the sources of the funds and how these funds are being utilized. The lawmakers agreed that this is one matter that must be resolved as soon as possible. The allegations of sexual misconduct brought against 3 House of Representatives members left the scope of media reports and was considered by the House during the week. What led to that? The answer is in this report.
It is an incident that has continued to generate newspaper headlines. Allegations of sexual misconduct involving 3 members of the House of Representatives. One of the lawmakers has approached the House on the matter, demanding justice.
No such incident occurred. I want to place this on record. And I want Nigerians and my fellow colleagues to realize that even though we are in the eye of the storm today, we will bear this cross boldly, because the righteous are as bold as a lion, and courageously, because this is something that is calculated to tarnish and smear the image of the involved members and this very hallowed institution. So I want to caution Nigerians who are quick to jump to conclusions that if this treatment can be meted out to members of the House of Representatives, then who is beyond this kind of treatment?
The lawmaker emphasized that he believes the allegations are meant to tarnish the image of the members involved and the Legislative House. He also demands a detailed and open investigation into the matter.
The particular hotel under question, I have stayed in several and countless of them all over the world, and at no point I dare the U.S. ambassador and the U.S. government to prove that this event actually happened. Mr. Speaker, I want to pray that this honorable House, with immediate effect, because time is of the essence, constitute either a special panel or refer it to the related committee of this House to immediately commence very detailed and public. I want to state categorically here, please, Mr. Speaker, let it be a public hearing and investigation.
In her contribution, the chairman of the House Committee on Foreign Affairs appealed to Nigerians for caution on the matter.
I want to implore the press, pundits, and social commentators that, as Mr. Speaker has already ordered an investigation, that we must do our best to de-escalate this situation. That we recognize that this is an issue, even though it affects 3 members of Parliament, it is an issue between the Federal Republic of Nigeria, a sovereign state, and the United States of America, another sovereign state. And that we deal with the issue with the utmost responsiveness to country and to the relationships that Nigeria has forged over a very long time. A relationship that borders on mutual respect, that borders on strategic relationships with the United States of America as one of our closest and longest standing allies, and as well as the integrity of our dear country.
As the matter was not up for the debate, the Speaker, rounding up, made it clear that the matter is a serious one.
If we think it's just about the House and about 3 members of the National Assembly, we're wrong. If care is not taken, that will become the standard by which all of us, not just members, even Nigerians, will be judged. What we will conjure from this allegation is not enough under the law to conclude that someone is guilty until the standard in the US, the standard in Nigeria is complied with.
The House has mandated a joint committee on ethics and foreign affairs to investigate the matter and report back to the House. The report will guide the House on the position it will take on the matter.